I was relieved of my duty as a machine gunner to help a chaplain, the Jewish chaplain, go to the cemeteries that we just decided where the boys should be buried temporarily. Now, I always bring up the boys. They didn't come home like I did. I have to pay something for my coming home. This is it. I was burying one of the boys, and I had a remission. That doesn't mean that I actually talked to God, but I did pray right over the grave I just dug for him. And I said, I'm going to write a letter to my mother and father, because I'm not going home. And if I put the letter in my jacket, I had a jacket, maybe, just maybe, it'll get to New London, Connecticut. Not at 20 years old, you believe anything. Well, anyhow, I started to write. 20 years old, I know nothing, absolutely nothing about writing script. I wrote on a piece of paper that I don't know what it was, a bag, I think. And I was writing and writing, and a man bent over to me. He was a pilot who had just landed on Iwo Jima, and he said, I can see you're having trouble. Can I help you? And I told him, I said, I'm writing a letter to my mother and father, but I don't think I'll get it off the island. I'll put it in my coat pocket. He says, give me the name and address of your mother and father, and give me the letter, and I'll get it off of him. I'm going to Guam today. He had a plane on Iwo, and he was refueling. He took the paper from me, and I gave him my name and address, my mother's father, told everything. 2 years later, I was home in New London, Connecticut. Home, alive. I don't forget it, and I'd be remiss if I didn't do it now. The letter that I gave the officer, he took it. My spelling must have been horrendous, and my handwriting was worse. I could have written it in Jewish, and you'd understand it better. But anyhow, there my mother had an envelope from the United States Marine Corps, dated February the 7th, 1945, Guam. The officer took the letter and he went it and cleaned it up. I'm going to recite a poem now that he put down on the paper and sent to my mother and father, and that was the letter I wrote. I didn't realize I was doing it, so help me God. Anyhow, I don't want to spoil tonight, but I've got to tell you. This is the poem that I wrote. Dear Ma and Dad, oh, I just saw a sight to see. A sight that will always live in me. And there they were, row on row, the graves of boys who gave their all. Here a cross, and there a star. Try to see it, because here they are, a Catholic, Protestant, and a Jew, all American boys we once knew. And though you read so many thousands dead, you know not what you really read, because only these who see those graves will ever know and be amazed. So when it's over, God make it soon. Let's not forget, yeah, we're doomed. That war is hell, and pray we must to keep the peace they gave to us. I dedicate it to the boys I left on Iwo Jima.